Good evening and welcome to the second edition of Drone Racing News, your monthly digest on the topics, issues and stories that are at the heart of the drone racing community. I am Timmy and with me is Bear. Tonight, our stories cover the MultiGP International Open, the Eastside FPV Clubhouse Fire, and Australian Nationals qualifying offers that have just gone out to everyone in the last few weeks.
And tonight for Bugbears, we have a special edition that is live where we discuss the controversial decision to remove freestyle from the upcoming Australian Drone Nationals. First up tonight, we'd like to start with a new segment titled Corrections Corner, where we identify the inaccuracies, fabrications and outright lies identified by you, our viewers. We here at Drone Racing News take our job very seriously and wish to make the following corrections. In our story on Australia's FAI team selection, we reported that pilot Aeroplane Jelly only started flying in January of this year. We wish to correct that, with the correct date being of January 2023, when she first started flying. In our weather segment, we failed to address and identify the Army Cadet Drone Nationals that were occurring in Melbourne last month. And then finally, on our story regarding Dogcom batteries, we falsely represented the views of Australian pilot Nugget. He knew where those pictures were all along, and in fact, Nugget was the pilot who identified them to us and directed us to the story.
The first story tonight will cover the 2024 MultiGP International Open, and we'll pan over to Bear for the scoop on this one.
Last month, MultiGP ran their annual International Open at the AMA headquarters in Muncie, Indiana. The International Open is a unique event as it's one of the very few World Cup events that Americans actually invite international guests to. The event featured 2 World Cup tracks, a global qualifier or rookie track, an all skills track, a main stage, and the infamous Tiny Whoop tent. New to this year's MultiGP International Open was MultiGP's all-new, all-original 7-inch spec. Now, at the event, they didn't yet have an official name for this spec, and we here at the Drone Racing News speculated on what it may have been called. Joining such more Americanized spec names, such as Freedom Spec, we anticipated a name such as the Second Amendment Spec, the Yank Tank Spec, or the Make America Great Again Spec. Nonetheless, just recently, MultiGP have confirmed that the new 7-inch class is to be titled Pro Spec. This year's World Cup was won by an international pilot, Kylian Rousseau from France, taking the win, leaving the homegrown heroes to continue to thirst for that sacred crown for another year. Now, some viewers may find this following story distressing, so viewer discretion is advised.
On Monday morning, the 8th of April, the entire drone racing community were in collective mourning as Eastside FPV had reported via their Facebook page that their clubhouse had been broken into overnight and subject to a fire that saw the entire building burnt down. This unexpected incident pushed the club into a very challenging situation. We interviewed Samuel Evans from Eastside FPV to talk us through what happened and where to from here. Sam, thank you for joining us. Firstly, could you just walk us through that day as it occurred and tell us how you first learned about the news and what your initial reaction was?
We've got an email through the official email account from the council to the tune of, just to inform you, the Llewellyn Park facility is burned down. Of course, we hope that this was a misunderstanding, but as the viewers may see on screen and may happen to know, this was not, of course not. So I live in the closest by. I finished class, drove down, and was very greeted by the unfortunate sight of seeing the facility everyone had worked so hard to build burn to the ground.
Can you tell us what sort of equipment was lost in the fire?
So in the fire, we lost pretty well everything. We had our gates, our flags, all of our launch stands, basically every bit of equipment that they used to run a race day that wasn't our lap timers and laptops. So we even lost our internet cables and all of that, which was, a lot of equipment that is obviously very critical to running races.
And how do you feel the community has responded to this news?
The community outreach was really exceptional, and the offers for support and help from everybody in the community was just unmatched and honestly what was needed to keep the spirits up in the club. And especially would like to shout out the Mantis was supporting us with gates and helping us get back flying as quick as possible and keep the club momentum still there and everyone happy.
What about the rebuild efforts? What's the current perspective on things, and what do you see different about Eastside FPV in the future?
So at the moment, we're running out of a trailer, and we luckily had enough money in the bank that we can keep afloat. And so, thank you, Triz, for helping us with a trailer. And once we can get organised with the council to have a container or some other permanent facility built there, we're hoping to get that going. And yeah, that's why we're looking for a bit of a fundraiser to help us get that container organised.
I think that fundraiser is a great idea. Sam, where can people find that link and support Eastside FPV through these rebuild efforts?
So you'll find a link to the Eastside website where you can purchase shirts. These have obviously cool designs, and a majority of the money from those is going to go to supporting the club, and a small percentage is going to the production of those t-shirts.
Great. We'll get that link put in the video description, as well as give you a link to Eastside FPV's Facebook page where all that information will be more available to you if, for any of the viewers out there that wish to get on board with the rebuild efforts. Thank you, Sam, from Eastside FPV.
Yes, it's thankful to everybody who's helping me. Definitely wouldn't be possible alone.
Thanks again, Sam, and we'll see you at the next big event. And for our third story tonight, we'll cross back to Bear.
The qualification period for the Australian Drone Nationals has now come to an end, with a total of 142 pilots, including Ed the Quokka, have made the leaderboard. There are a number of new pilots featured on this year's leaderboard, with many of them having taken up the sport in just the past 12 months. Things are looking good for drone racing in Australia overall, with participation rates up, with a noticeable increase in the youth and female participation rates. Atop this year's leaderboard is IQ0, a clear 2 seconds ahead of second place Ionoid, and last year's runner-up, Wilf, currently sitting in third. The mercurial Sam Heaps has scraped inside the top 10, sitting in 9th, and Drone Racing News' favourite little grinder, Dim Sim, got his DVR submission in the nick of time and currently sits in 13th. Only 71 positions are available, and all of them have been closely fought out. Offers to pilots are now being submitted, and in an effort to be more efficient, pilots are requested to just simply reply all to their email. Save using a group chat. We'll just get everyone's email and start emailing everyone. This year's Drone Nationals looks to be the biggest yet, with 5-inch X and Beast class and a number of unique events such as a Hunter-Seeker team event and the Golden Oldies, which I'm sure Tim will be heavily involved in. Now let's cross to Tim with the events forecast map for all those events occurring around Australia this month.
Thank you, Bear. We're just going to cover the July-August 2024 event weather forecast. Starting off in far north Queensland, we have Townsville FPVR. They've got round 6 coming up this Saturday, the 13th of July at night. So it's a night racing event, so that'll be pretty cool to attend. Moving down in the state to FPV Rebels, their outdoor race day is not currently scheduled yet that I could see on the calendar, but they have an indoor race day coming up on Friday, the 19th of July. Moving down to New South Wales, we've got Out of Heaven in Western Sydney. Their round 7 is this Sunday, the 14th of July. I believe that one has been delayed 1 week from the usual scheduled time. I think it was due to weather. Panorama Drone Racing over in the west there. Round 5 for them is also on the same day, Sunday the 14th of July. And their very, very first Whoop night is on Saturday, the 27th of July. So that'd be a good one to check out if you're in the area. Down at CMRC, round 7 next Saturday. And round 6 for Whoops is Friday, the 2nd of August. Also, a bit of a special event coming up in August there will be the ADF ADFA Open Day. There's going to be some drone racing there on the Saturday inside, as well as a bit of a special tiny whoop the night before. MMRC in Melbourne, round 7 on the 4th of August coming up, and their round 6 was just on the weekend past. And also Eastside FPV with a bit of a delay in their schedule, as you know. Round 2 for them for their winter series is coming up on Sunday, the 25th of August. Moving over to the west a bit further to Adelaide, they've got their AGM in practice on Sunday, the 21st of July, so a very important meeting for you to be attending if you are one of those club members. And finally, over in WA, we have Rotocross at Pickering Brook Sports Club. Their round 7 is also on Sunday, the 14th of July, but I've also got a rookie day the following week on the Saturday. And that is the event weather forecast, or event forecast for Australia for July and August 2024. Thank you, Bear. Back to you.
For this month's Bugbears, we have a special live cross to a tiny whip event in Canberra.
So, welcome back to Bugbears. We are live at CMRC's Friday night Whoop Night, doing a special live edition of Bugbears. As you know, Bugbears is the topic where we discuss the controversial issues in FPV drone racing that bug bear. Tonight, we're talking about the controversial decision to remove freestyle from the Australian Drone Nationals schedule. Tim, what are your thoughts?
I actually agree with the decision. I wanted to do it like 5 years ago, but I just never could. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, I agree too. There's no point. There's no ballet at the Bathurst race. What do you guys think?
Yeah. What do you guys think over there? I guess that's it.
There you go. I guess we all agree.
There you have it. Thanks. We'll see you back in the studio.
That's Bugbears. We'll catch you next time.
See you back in the studio. Well, it looks like from time to time we can just all agree on the debates at Bugbears. If you happen to disagree with the decision to remove freestyle from the Australian Drone Nationals, let us know in the comments below and voice your opinion. Before we go tonight, I'm going to leave you with a short DVR clip sent in to us by the team at Dean's Video Reviews. In this clip, Davey FPV went down to MMRC for the weekend for the monthly race day, and being unsatisfied with taking third place behind the likes of IQ0 and BMS Thomas, he seemed to need to vent his frustrations out on fellow pilot Mish by completely knocking him out of the sky in one of these final races. Enjoy the clip before we go. And that brings us to the end of the second episode of Drone Racing News. Join us next month for more stories that matter in the FPV world. The stories about drone racing. Good night and goodbye.
Mish lap 1 and 4. BMS Thomas lap 2 in first. IQ0 lap 2 in second. Davey FPV lap 3 lap.
Thank you.